After your team went up by 18 points early in the fourth quarter, then it went away from at least the ball movement that helped them get to that point. Did you see it the same way? And if so, do you have an explanation why things can unravel so quickly like that?
Well, yes. To the first part of your question, we knew our defense wasn't that sharp most of the night, but we played excellent offense. So we had the lead, we were knocking down shots, and as a coach, you're always a little bit concerned that what's going to happen as the game goes on if we start missing shots or we don't get the quality of shots that we were getting, and it started. They turned up the heat, and we had trouble executing, and somewhere in the 20-something of our last possessions, basically we either took a bad shot or turned it over. When most of the game we've been executing, moving the ball, seeing the open man, and not over dribbling, and then also we did have a handful of good looks in there too that we just missed.
Scott, is the turnovers baffling? 9 turnovers in the fourth quarter. That's unlike this team early in the season. Did you lose your cool there?
Well, I don't know about that, but we definitely were in traffic too much. Like I said, they were in desperation mode. They like most NBA teams will do when you're behind like that. They've got to turn it up. They've got to get aggressive on the ball. They've got to try to turn you over. You've got to try to make you take bad shots, quick shots. And then they just push it right back at us, and Kemba pretty much went by us at will and created a lot of problems.
You talk about Kemba, he's the kind of player that can go on those kind of scoring runs. What adjustments did you want to see made on those plays that he was coming right at you, or did the players not?
Maybe compete against him.
Scott, it's a recurring theme with your team, as you've mentioned many times, difficulty stopping the opponent's point guard penetration. Are you at a loss now to find an answer for that repeated problem?
Well, it depends. If there's a ball screen, if somebody comes up with a ball screen, and then it becomes a team thing. Then as a team, we've got to contain the ball, and Kemba's, if you're a 7-footer, that guy's coming at you. It can be a bit frightening. He's really quick, and he's got great, sort of herky-jerky moves, and he can finish, and he's got great feel. So you have to try to get him stopped there, but that doesn't explain, late in the game, for instance, when, Vooch had a couple shots, and, our point guard is under the basket when he's supposed to be back on defense, and, Kemba's just bearing down on us, and, we don't even have a chance. So we just had a lot of mental breakdowns, and a lot of times he was just coming at us in transition and just, going right by us.
Scott, in the fourth quarter, it seemed like all 5 guys on the floor got timid offensively. Was there the need for a ball handler, a leader, something there in the fourth quarter to stop that blood?
Well, I don't disagree with what you said, but we felt like even what we've been guilty of sometimes, and I feel like it happened again tonight, is we'll start rolling and things will start working, and anybody can see that we're kind of clicking offensively, and maybe we're getting a double-digit lead in any game. And then all of a sudden it's, I got to do something, or maybe I haven't scored in a while or whatever. Instead of continuing to trust the ball movement and the execution and figuring it's going to come to me, we started playing in crowds, and so I don't know what is going on in each guy's mind, whether they felt timid or not. It did look like that, but in large part because we get away from our ball movement, we get away from what's working, and the other team turns it up. And we got back cut, multiple times again tonight by them. But when they were pressuring us, we just kept running out to half court, calling for the ball instead of, making the sharp cuts and things that got us the lead.
Scott, their offensive rebounds, their second chance points, obviously helped swing the momentum of the game. What did you see there with your team's defensive rebounding, and did you consider bringing in dead men off the bench?
Well, we were considering a lot of things there, but again, I've said this before. I look at it as from a player's perspective of, it's almost unfair if you haven't played a guy in the whole game, and you've had a nice lead, and now the other team's making a run, you're taking timeouts, and all of a sudden, hey, get in there and help us stop it. I don't think that's fair. The guys that are in the game got to get the job done.
After the lead was blown late in the game, the guys did make some strong defensive plays, kind of bringing that desperation back up. Victor made the big three-pointer. Did you like that response even in that little moment, and why didn't it carry over into the beginning parts of overtime?
I don't know the answer to the second one. Well, yeah, it depends on how you look at it. If you look at it like, it's a game that offensively we played well in for 3 quarters and that we should have won, then, you can't be satisfied with anything that happened in the fourth quarter on either side of the ball. If you're looking at it like, I'm trying to find any silver lining, and I'm going to look at a small 2-minute segment when we may have competed instead of the other 10 or 12 where we didn't and coughed it up. I guess I prefer looking at it a little more realistically.
Anybody else?